Hello and welcome back to the Joyful Soul Creates. Charlotte here with my project for this month's Collected Crafty Collabs hop, and this month we have the theme of Thankful with the optional supply of foil or a shiny element. The card I'm making has 3 types of foil applied to the card base through a stencil. This is not the original plan I had for my card. I was going to do watercolouring and have some flowers and then still have the foiled word element, but everything went wrong at the very last minute and I didn't have time to fix it, so I had to change my plan and just focus on the thanks and the foil, which is after all what the hop is about. So this is what I ended up making. This thanks word stencil is from a Love from Lizi card kit, and I don't believe it's currently sold separately. I couldn't see it on her website at least. I will have another look, and if I can find it, I will link it below. If I can't find it, I will see if I can find something similar to link below. But really, any word stencil would work nicely for this. I have showed this stenciled foiling technique before a couple of times on my channel. It's very simple. All you need is your stencil, some glue such as Tombow multi-liquid glue, that's the one I like to use. It needs to be one that dries tacky, and then your foil. You will put the glue onto a sponge and pounce it through your stencil, and this is going to create a nice thin layer of glue onto the card base or your panel if you're working on a panel. This will work with any stencil at all, but you do want to make sure you wash your stencil fairly quickly afterwards, because you don't want the glue to stay on it. I'm putting my thanks word 3 times on the card base. I should have actually started with the bottom one. That would have made my life much easier, but I didn't think of that. So I started in the middle, and then the bottom one was a bit awkward to place and ended up not very well positioned, but it's good enough. And I wasn't going to start over again, so hopefully it'll do. So again, putting the glue onto the sponge and pouncing it over the word, making sure I'm not missing any spaces and that I have a nice even layer of the glue. And when all the glue is down, I took the stencil away to wash it and let the layer of glue dry. And as I said, with the Tombow glue or whatever glue you're using, you want it to dry to be tacky. As the layer is so thin, this isn't going to take very long at all. Another way of doing this would be if you have a die cut word and you have adhesive on the top of it. So for example, put double-sided adhesive on both sides of your card, run it through your die cutting machine with your word, take the adhesive off the top layer and then place the foil over that. That would be another way to do it. Basically, you just want something sticky to put your foil on. You then lay the colours of foil you want onto it. I think these are all Gina K foils. I'm not entirely sure, they're just ones I had in my stash. But I picked them because they have nice autumn colours. And so you just want to lay them over the word or whatever element you're stenciling and gently rub over to get the foil to stick onto the adhesive, and then peel it back to reveal your word. If there are any places that the foil hasn't picked up properly, you can lay it back down and rub it again until it has properly adhered to the card base. So the bottom thanks I did with the red foil, the middle one I'm using this orange foil which has a kind of starry pattern to it, and then the top one is a yellowy gold foil with a little circle kind of holographic-y design. But really you can use whatever colours you want for this. I did have a little overfoiling by my top thanks. I think I must have got the glue over the edge of the stencil there, but this is very easy to fix. I just used my sand eraser to remove the foil and then my adhesive eraser to pick up any of the stickiness that was left. This was the point that I noticed the spacing between my words was quite off, so I thought I would help balance it a bit by putting some accompanying sentiments. So I went to the Thanks to You stamp set from Pink and Main, which has a large scripty thanks word and then lots of smaller accompanying sentiments. So I used 3 of those and positioned them to go with each of the thanks words. So the first one says, "Thanks for all you do." The second one says, "A note of thanks." And the third one says, "Thanks a million." And once I was happy with the positioning of those, I picked them up on the lid of my MISTI and used my Hero Arts Cocoa ink to stamp them down. This is a nice rich brown ink, which I thought would work well. It's more of an autumnal feel than black ink, but you could use black if you prefer. And I did double stamp this to get a nice rich impression. And whilst I'm finishing this up, don't forget this is one of the videos for my month of celebration. And for today's secret question, I just want you to let me know in the comments what you're thankful for at the moment. And then be sure to head over to Rafflecopter and let it know that you've left your comments. If you're new to the month of celebration, I'll link in the top right hand corner to the video explaining. And you do need to leave a comment on that original video to be entered into the draw. And then any of the videos you comment on subsequently will count as extra entries. But if you don't comment on that first video, you won't be entered to the draw. And I will be double checking at the end if everyone has actually commented on what they've said they've commented on, so no cheating, because I will find out. Having finished the stamping, I just made sure everything was how I wanted it to be. I noticed another piece of overfoiling, which I removed in the same way as I had the first one. And I also noticed a piece on the orange thanks that wasn't quite foiled properly, so I did bring in one of the scraps of orange foil to fill in that gap. Then I just had to fold my card base, and it was a little bit wonky, so I trimmed a little piece off, and that completed my card. So I hope you liked it. As I said, this isn't at all what I was planning on making, but sometimes plans change. Things don't always go as we expect, and you just have to roll with it. Remember, this is part of a collaboration, so you can find the link to the next stop on the hop in the description box, or if you're watching on my blog, it's at the bottom of the blog post. And I hope you will enjoy all the inspiration from the rest of the hoppers. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with your friends, and shopping with my affiliate links. Your support really means a lot to me. There are a couple of other videos showing on screen if you'd like to watch more from me straight away. Otherwise, I'll thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!